Coming up next on The Jeff Crilley Show, I would suggest that nothing is more critical to the success of any small business than a great banking relationship. We'll be talking to two of the leaders with Texas Security Bank next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is The Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, most of the businesses started in America are started by small businesses, and the lifeblood of every small business in America is a good banking relationship. That's why I invited my next two guests into the studio, Tyler Pope and Kyle Harger. They're both with Texas Security Bank. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. Great to be here.
All right, Tyler, let's start with you. What is a small business?
That's a great question. I don't think people realize this, but small businesses as a sector account for over half the jobs in the U.S. economy, but more interestingly, over 75% of job creation over the last 10 years or so. So, really small businesses are an engine of our economy.
Yes, and it's a very crowded market, let's be honest. Right here in DFW, there are more banks than there are Starbucks. So, Kyle, how do you guys separate yourself from the competition?
At Texas Security Bank, it was really founded on the principle of we believe these businesses are the champions of free enterprise, and they're really the backbone of the local economy and the economy in the U.S. And from day one, we placed a really big emphasis on education for our clients. So not just being a bank that opens checking accounts or makes loans, but really has programs and resources to educate our clients and business owners about a multitude of topics on running a business and strengthening their business.
We're going to scroll down your website. Tyler, when did you join Texas Security Bank?
I have almost 2 years with Texas Security Bank here, and really was glad to come join the bank, as Kyle said, because of this strong backbone built upon educating business owners. And when we think about your question earlier, what is a small business? People might be surprised to know that, it's really defined as any company with less than 500 employees. So we're really talking about everything from a startup, your mom and pop shop on the corner, to even some much more complex operators. Now, those businesses face a variety of forces, to be successful. And many times the business owner faces a lot of headwinds to find their success. And often what we find is that success is inhibited by factors that they're just not aware of or haven't been educated on. And that, regardless of the industry that they are in, it tends to be very common issues that they face. Kyle, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the top challenges that we see with our business customers, one is, really a business plan issue, and not starting out with truly understanding their market, truly having their arms around the competition. And, we also see a lot of, preparing financial projections and,
Sure.
Really understanding what that's going to look like. And there's also, too little financing is a huge issue that we see. And that's where banks can come in and help and provide advisory. And we have a lot of contacts and partners at the bank that can assist with that.
Absolutely. Tyler, why don't we talk about the Academy?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that feeds right into Kyle's point. So we can really put a network of advisors around the client and help them with everything from accounting to financial operations, treasury management. And one of the biggest issues that we talk about in 2025 is cybersecurity. It's important to have a robust risk protocol internally so that you can prevent an intrusion. And if one does occur, how do you respond to it? And interestingly enough, there are many providers in the business space right here in our local market that can help out with everything from a Bitcoin negotiation to cold storage backups of your operating system to make sure that you don't get taken down by an unforeseen event, which is unfortunately becoming more and more common. And it's pretty scary because just a couple of years ago, the average cybersecurity event led to a loss of a couple of $1 million. More recently, that's upwards of nearly $5 million per event. Wow. And when we think about that, that could take down a business.
Absolutely. And then you have a very popular speaker series. Do you want to talk about that?
We do, absolutely. So the Business Speaker Series is a series that the bank created many years ago, shortly after the bank was founded, going along with the whole principle of educating business owners. And the way the Speaker Series is set up, once a month we have a speaker. Currently, the Business Speaker Series sessions are all virtual, so it's very easy. There's no cost for them, and they're 1 hour long. And we have a variety of speakers, everything from, economic updates, financing sources,
sure,
building a healthy balance sheet. So really, we think about it as a great, additional tool to really expand business knowledge.
And Jeff, just to add to that, what we find is that many times a business is not technically a client currently, and that Business Speaker Series is a free resource. So we're bringing outside providers who are specialists in their industry spaces to provide their services and their insights at no cost. And then the next step from that is the academy. And so often a business owner is a specialist in their industry. They start their company and they find success over a number of years, but they may not have ever gone to business school. Right. So they can come join our academy, and for a couple of sessions a month, for just a few hours a month, they can get educated on building a healthy balance sheet, managing their cash flow, negotiating legal contracts, building a sales team, issues that sound rather high level, but all of these can be very challenging to pull off for the average small business. So we bring in these professionals to really help them through those situations and increase their success.
And every survey I've seen since election day has been very positive, that small business owners are optimistic, they're hiring, they're expanding. Do you want to talk about that, Kyle?
Absolutely. We are seeing that with our business owners. We're seeing an uptick in spending on capital expenditures, expansion. We are seeing an increase in loan demand, which is a good sign that businesses are thinking about growing.
Yes. And tell me one of your favorite stories of a success.
Yeah, I think nothing really paints a picture more than a success story. And there's one operator that I always think of, and really, Texas Security Bank is here to support local businesses. Really, there are so many headwinds facing you to start a company and become successful. And I can think of one client that was a leader of a small business here in Texas, and then purchased another small company and set him up with the right type of financing, helped him with his financial projections, helped him to get his operations set up correctly from day one, put the right advisors around him. And what we found was he had 5-year projections that turned into 3-year success stories.
Wow.
And 10-year projections that turned into 5-year success stories. And I actually went back recently to visit this business owner, and he gave me a quick tour of his office. And I remember when we helped him to buy this company, it was a humble operation with about 3 machines. And that day when I went back to visit him, came around the corner and walked in from a bay window and looked out over a production floor with over 30 machines, about 200 employees, and about 100-foot American flag hanging over that production facility. So it's just amazing what people can do when they're given the right opportunities and they know which direction to go in. And really, we're here to help that success.
And I know something you pride yourself on is a great workplace culture. We've got some video from your Facebook page of an event, a team building event. We're going to put that on the screen. I guess it's your annual barbecue. I want you both to talk about the culture. Kyle?
Sure. Our culture at the bank, it's very collaborative. That's one of the bank's values is collaboration. And, we really do work as a team. The accessibility to our high-level leadership is unlike anything that I've seen at any of the other banks that I've worked for. You can walk down and talk to the head decision makers about a loan request. And I think that really makes a difference when we're advocating for our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would just add to that by saying that, the term relationship banking gets thrown around, but these are companies that we want to support for many, many years. And there's so many stories inside the bank. I mean, we've been around since 2008. We kicked off in the face of a major financial crisis, found tremendous success and built relationships that are some of our best relationships in our client book today. And we've been there for our clients, and we've been there for our non-clients as well with resources like the Business Speaker Series and the Academy. And then we've also been there for them during extremely difficult times for our local market and the economy. Texas Security Bank completed nearly 2,000 PPP loans during the pandemic, and that made a huge difference in the local economy. And we're very proud of that. And that's really what we founded this bank upon, what our founding executives built this bank upon, and that's what we carry forward today. And really our mantra is we want to have amazing customer service and amazing client experience and be advisory to our clients, help them define their success.
We're almost out of time, so let's give some final thoughts. Kyle, why don't you start?
I would just, encourage business owners in the community to really prioritize and establishing a very good banking relationship. It's very key to the growth of their business, and there's a lot of us out there as resources.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And don't wait until you're a $25 million company to demand high quality information and high quality advice. Demand that you have great advisors around you, and demand that you have a team that you surround yourself with that will challenge you and offer you insights and push you to be the best version of yourself as a leader and to be the best version of your business. And I think you'll find even greater success than you imagined.
Outstanding. Thank you. That's a great way to end the show. We're also going to leave you with the website, which is texassecuritybank.com. Tyler and Kyle, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.